Hello friends. Um, Day 2 of my road trip started at 4:45 in the morning as I left Colorado National Monument for Arches in Moab. First, I met up with Sejal and we together went to Arches and Canyonlands. It was a beautiful trip, and honestly I was surprised that there weren't that many people in Arches because I'd heard that it was a very busy park. But I think luckily the reservation system has limited the number of people, which was good for me. We started off with a hike on Park Ave. It was really pretty to be in the canyon. It was also like no one there, which was beautiful. Just kind of be there, just Sejal and I together, and not having to have other people, which we could enjoy the nature by ourselves. Then we drove around a little bit, saw Balanced Rock side of the road before heading off to the Delicate Arches hike. That hike was a little bit busier, but it still wasn't horrible, and it was a beautiful hike. We did it early on because we heard it was going to be about 90, and that was kind of hot, so we decided to do it earlier in the morning, about 9, it was 9, about 9 a.m. so that we could do it when it still wasn't super hot. So when we got to the Delicate Arch, I was surprised by how large it was. I feel like usually pictures make things seem smaller, but it is much larger in person than I think I've seen in any picture. Yes. After that, we did a little bit more driving around to look at some of the different viewpoints without doing too much hiking since it was getting a little bit warmer. Like Double Arch. Went to see Double Arch just off the parking lot. Then we made our way to Canyonlands, which I thought was beautiful. The canyons were much larger than in Arches, which I was surprised by since they're geographically located very close together. But the difference between the parks is pretty phenomenal. Because it was so hot outside and didn't really want to hike long periods of time, we drove to the different viewpoints, got out, looked a little bit. We did hike to Mesa Arch, but that was only, 0.6 miles, so wasn't really a long, extended hike type situation. Yes, it was amazing how deep the canyon was, and I think the most interesting thing to me was kind of like the formations and how like there was a step stair type appearance to the canyon edges, which I thought was really cool. After that, I had actually decided to invite Sejal to Capitol Reef since she didn't have to work, so she was very excited to come with me. So now we are in Capitol Reef. We drove here. It was quite the interesting drive. Never before have I understood the word desolation until I drove through southern Utah. And it was very dusty and sandy, and there was no one there. Until we kind of got more towards Capitol Reef, the rocks started looking beautiful. There were all these trees. We started following the river, which we're close to the river now, and there's grass here, which was different than what I'd seen in Arches and Canyonlands. So we arrived and set up tent, made dinner, and then they had a short presentation about bats in the amphitheater, which I'd missed having those presentations due to COVID, so it's nice to have them back. We'll probably go to the one tonight as well. And what was the funniest thing about the bat presentation is there were a couple of bats flying around during the presentation about bats, so that was kind of cute to see. Anyways, that was day 2 in Arches and Canyonlands. Commander Z, signing off.